YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Movie Zone with me, your host Jonathan, aka the Dr. Movies. And finally, I get to bring my review for my first movie of 2016. It's a movie that really didn't have too much buzz going on, a lot of drama going on also. It's a movie called Jane's Got a Gun, starring Natalie Portman, Joel Edgerton, and of course, Ian McGregor. Now, a lot of people who knew about this movie had a lot of drama. From directors not showing up, from actors dropping out, from big mess. So a lot of people didn't think this movie was going to come out, but unfortunately it did, and it didn't really have too much marketing or anything, or big posters like Deadpool or anything like that. So this movie was kind of like very quiet, sneaking into the movie theaters. So I saw that it was coming out. I'm a big fan of Natalie Portman, so what the heck. So, this movie is basically about a woman named Jane, played by Natalie Portman, whose husband, who's an outlaw. And something happens to him where he comes home injured, and he is wanted. Now, not only is he wanted from the law, he's also wanted from his former members that he used to work with in like a gang, kind of in the old Western times. So, they're after him. They want to kill him and collect the bounty, and get rich. And also because, basically he stabbed them in the back by betraying them and saying that I don't want to work for you guys anymore. I want to live my normal life with my child and my wife. I want to live the normal life. His boys are like, no way, ain't happening. So they want him dead or alive. They just want to kill him because apparently you can't betray your team or your members of the other gang that you were within. So Natalie Portman has no choice but to get her ex-fiance's help, played by Ian McGregor. So they come back together to work a way to try to save her husband, and their family. Try to protect it. Basically, they stay in her house, and they waiting for the enemies to come. They get ready. She learns how to shoot more. I mean, she already had experience with it by hunting and all that stuff because, they live in the middle of nowhere, so they have to, gotta learn how to shoot, right? Especially in the Wild Wild West era. You gotta carry a gun eventually, right? So she goes out, she finds them, then they come back to her place to, basically protect her place and protect her husband. Now, I thought this movie was good. I thought this movie was good. It could have been better, but what it was good for was, it's been a while since Western movies have come out, and this Western movie wasn't all like, meet me at the crack of dawn at the stable and let's shoot it out. It wasn't like that. It was more like a woman struggling to how she can help her husband, She's struggling with her former lover, in a way, and her husband now, who's very badly injured, and she is torn between that. So what she wants to do is just basically stand up for her husband and herself, because the person who's after not only her husband also has a past with her. So she wants to finally stand up to him and finally put it to an end, so she can finally move on with the rest of her life. So of course she gets her former lover's help, and then he starts thinking, could I get her back? Could this happen? But, it doesn't really go into that, so that's a good thing. But, not every movie is perfect. Even her movies, who I think she's a joy to watch in any movie, whether it's bad, whether it's a good movie, she's just my favorite actress. I love her to death. She's awesome. But I felt that this movie could have been better, the pace of this movie was very slow. And it was a lot more talking than, gunslinging action. Usually in a cowboy movie or a Western film, you turn a corner, they're going to start fighting, right? This movie, they turned a corner, they did some things, and then they talked, and then they talked, and then they talked. And it just dragged on. But you know what? There was no really build-up to a marketing for this to know what this movie was really about. So you really had to watch it. So I enjoyed that for what it was, but I really wish she had more action. I wish she did more in this movie. I mean, like I said, I love her in any movie she does, and she does really good action scenes when she has an action movie. But in this movie, she didn't really do too much. You know, I was really disappointed with that. But what can you do? I mean, I'm pretty sure this budget kind of went downhill because of all the drama went on with directors not showing up and actors getting dropped out of the movie. So I guess what they had to work with, they had to work with, right? So that was one of my negatives in the movie. And also, Joel Edgerton. He was in the movie. He played her husband, and he played an injured person. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about the movie. He didn't really do anything. He was just there. He's a great talent. I think he's awesome. In any kind of movie he's in, he's awesome. But I felt like they couldn't just cast anybody in that movie, and it would have been his in that role, and he could have been fine. But he didn't do too much in this movie, so I didn't like that at all. Ian McGregor, I actually enjoyed. He was actually pretty solid in this movie. The chemistry him and Natalie Portman had was pretty good. So I liked watching that transpired. Trying to figure out, are they gonna hook up again, or are they gonna stay apart, and she's gonna move on with her husband or something. But that was fun to watch. But and also another thing that kind of bothered me was the rating of this movie is rated R, which I don't get why was it rated R due to the fact there was like no nudity, no excessive violence. I mean, they show people getting shot, but wasn't like, oh my god, like a Deadpool scene. You've seen the trailers, you see Deadpool chopping people's heads off and shooting right in the head, and that's massive violence right there. So I didn't feel that this movie could have been better or worse if it was PG-13. So there you go. I mean, look, this movie basically was dumped in January. Usually in a movie, it's up in January and it doesn't have really that much marketing or a lot of people are talking about it. Doesn't mean it's gonna be a good movie, but you know what? I give it an A for effort because it tried, and even with all that drama, this movie could have been canceled. Straight up, this movie could have been canceled, but I guess they decided that, listen, let's just put this movie in January and see what happens. I don't think it's gonna make the top 5 this weekend, but what can you do? I just enjoy watching her perform in any movie. So that was kind of fun just to see her in a movie. It's been a while since she's been in a movie, but it's not her best. And I can say that because, it's my opinion. Like I said, I always love Natalie Portman, but wasn't her best role. It's not like, V for Vendetta, the Star Wars movies, It's not like those kind of movies. But, what can you do? It was an okay Western movie. So for a grade, if I had to grade it, I'll give it a 6. I enjoyed it, but there were a lot of moments in this movie I was like, can you hurry up? And I don't ever say that with her movies, but yeah, with this it was just kind of bad. I feel sorry for her a little bit in this movie. I mean, she couldn't just drop this movie and just do something else. But you know what? I still love her, and I'm looking forward to see her next movies. So there you go. So let me know what you think about this. Are you gonna see this movie? You have any interest in this? What's your favorite Natalie Portman movie? For me personally, it's Black Swan. I think that movie is her best movie, in my opinion. But yeah, so let me know what you think. What movie are you gonna go see this weekend? Let me know. And as always, thank you for watching, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber.